Good evening, everyone. I'm Maitri, and today's topic would be one of the issues that we as Indian economy are facing right now, which is the missing middle job, which actually means that we grew from agriculture to services and missed an essential part, which is manufacturing, which is facing as a huge problem right now. If you look at this graph, services contribute to more than 50% of GVA or gross value addition in an economy. But then, if you look at the number of people it's employing, it's really less. It's just 33.5%. On the other hand, the GVA to which agriculture is contributing to is very less, but it's employing more than 42.4% of the employment, which is showing a very sad picture because now you can see that the productivity is not going in sync with the employment rate which a particular industry is carrying. Now, if you look at this thing, it basically means that from agriculture, we moved to services, and there was this gap which had to be filled in by manufacturing, which did not take place. And it's important for any country to focus on manufacturing because that leads to real growth. When you're producing real goods, it leads to innovation, and a lot of exports also take place. You become good in a particular thing, and so it drives your real growth, which did not take place. Services, indeed, it did a great job, but services cannot be exported in the manner manufacturing goods can be. And so there was this lack. On top of that, services employs very less people. And then if you look at welfare or bridging the income inequality, and then if you want a proper holistic growth, manufacturing becomes very important, which did not happen in the case of India. And then this graph or this pyramid basically focuses on your informal sector, which is again a problem. Had it been just formal, things would have been different because people would have had job security and they would have grown. Even the productivity would have been in sync with um, their employment rate or the work they are doing. But here the case is different. In informal employment, where number of workers are less than 10, which means that even if you're working really hard, working a lot, still you're unable to produce that much, and which is again a very big problem. But that is not the case in formal industry, which has more than 100 people employed over there, because now they have capital, they have labor. So when you're working, even the capital is working, and then you can definitely use economies of scale, produce more, consume more, and the growth factor is pretty different than the informal sector. Now we talked about the problem, but then finally we do have a solution. And it's this. We are not suggesting that if you have to improve your manufacturing industry, you need to decrease your services industry. That's not the point at all. First, they are just these are few of the methods that have been mentioned in this PPT, but we are just focusing on three major things. First, formalizing your informal sector, which means that all these compliances and all which are required to convert a sector from informal to formal, that has to be reduced so that it becomes easier for people to make it formal, and hence you can produce better you can produce better opportunities for these people who are currently employed in a lot of informal sectors. Second is you need to we need to focus on skills as well. When a person transitions from, say, agriculture to services, it's not that skills are not required. And so, in fact, even Niti Aayog focuses a lot on skill development programs that has to be done and increased. Other institutes should also focus on these skills. And finally, um, these compliances and reduction in the compliances for manufacturing should be met by giving more incentives in the sense that electricity, water, and all should be the access should be given more often, and people should be encouraged to set up formal industries by having these plug and play industrial land, which means that it becomes easier for them to set up their hub over there, and hence manufacture. So these are some of the broad categories where we can focus on to make sure that we are growing all the three industries in a very holistic manner. And yeah, I guess that's it. So that next time, it's not just agriculture to services without even knowing what's happening. Rather, the growth should look like agriculture, then manufacturing or factories, and then services in future. Thank you.